Hi everyone, it's Adair Palmer here, and I'm very, very grateful to be able to bring to you today Breaking the Facebook Code 10 Steps to Getting Customers. Now, my voice has just gone a bit croaky, which is, I don't know whether I'll just have a sip of water and we'll get going. Oh, good. Okay, now thank you for joining me today on this webinar, and we will be going through the 10 steps to breaking the Facebook code and getting customers. As some of you may know, I am running a Codebreakers boot camp. I've run 3 of them so far. I've got the 4th one happening in July, just coming up very, very shortly, beginning of July. So, good morning, Leslie. Lovely to see you here. So I am going to be chatting to you today about the 10 steps, and also we'll have a bit of a conversation at the end if you decide that that's something that you'd like to ask some questions or have a bit of chat. So, getting into it right away. Okay, so a little bit about myself. For those of you who haven't heard my story, I started in long time ago in community services, doing an undergraduate Bachelor of Community Development. Now, you probably wonder what that's got to do with what we're doing here. Well, I've come more and more to realise that running a business or doing marketing on Facebook and on social media in general is more like community development than it is like marketing. So it's not your traditional form of marketing. It is more like connecting, engaging, reaching out to people, bringing people into your tribe, or people call it tribe, bringing people into your community, joining other communities and actively participating. That's one of the best, I mean, it is absolutely the best innovation. Social media is one of the best innovation for small businesses to connect, to, bring their services to the world and their products to the world. So back to what I was saying about the community development, it is not marketing. We don't sell to people. We create engagement and we connect with people. And that's both online and offline. But today I'm specifically speaking about Facebook. So after I did a stint in small, not-for-profits, I've got my Sunday morning head on, obviously. Did a stint in not-for-profits for quite a few years, actually setting up my own not-for-profit and setting up regional programs. I worked for places like Red Cross, I worked for, and local churches and community centres, and I really, really loved it. And I ended up working in government, moving into government and working with emergency services. So I worked with volunteers for the Country Fire Service and State Emergency Service right across South Australia. And I was responsible for their programs that were, I called it the back end of the horse. So that was like things like all the administration of a brigade or a unit, training the leaders in people management, so volunteer HR, and things like helping them to recruit. And one of the biggest issues that they had, and they still continue to have, is recruiting. So how do they get people in? How do they get volunteers in to help them to do the work that needs to be done? And it's no different, I'm finding, for small business owners. How do we get bums on seats at our events? How do we get clients in the door? How do we get customers in the door? How do we get joint venture business partners? So it's all of this experience that I'm sharing with you is sort of culminating, that's actually bringing me to this point where I'm able to bring all of this to the Codebreakers, which is really quite exciting. And so after I did the stint in government, I actually worked in emergency management as well. I'll just mute you out there, Leslie. Got a bit of background noise. So I worked in emergency management, and then I left government. It was a reasonably toxic work environment, and I felt that it was a bit, it was not conducive to being creative, and I love being creative. And I started out in network marketing, and in fact, Leslie, that's where we met, was I think it was at the launch perhaps of my network marketing business, because I thought that what I would do would be working for myself. And that was one of the things where I didn't want to go back into the I didn't want to, I did a bit, I still do a bit of consulting work with non-profits, and I didn't mind non-profits, but they were like to get enough money to live on. It was just really not-for-profits. You do that for love, I think. But with, I didn't want to go back to government. I did no interest in working in the corporate world because I believe that that's probably just as harsh, if not harsher, than working in government in some areas. And so I decided that I was going to work for myself. And that was where I came up with, I will do network marketing, because it was, excuse me, and it still is, I think, a brilliant, brilliant model for us to create our own economy. It's just a matter of harnessing the social media that we have at our fingertips and using it effectively and efficiently to be able to find those people. And like I said before, using a non-marketing approach to create connections and to reach out, connect with people, become a thought leader, do these, because I remember reading or watching Eric Worre, and those of you in network marketing would absolutely know a guy called Eric Worre is a leader in teaching network marketers how to market and to increase, to get people into their communities and to their businesses as customers and as business partners. I think he focuses on business partners. I don't agree with everything he said, but hey, he's up there with he's up there with the big bucks, so he must be doing something right. But personally, I don't agree with everything he says, but by and large, he's got a great message to give people. But he said one thing stuck with me, and it's the person with the marker gets the money. Now, what that means is if you're plodding along in the background, then nobody knows you, nobody sees you. It's like sort of, you might have the best skills and talents and the best knowledge that anyone would be able to, like everyone, like out of everybody. But if you don't know how to get out there and connect and to present yourself and to be a thought leader, then it's really, really hard to connect with people. So I think that the person with the marker gets the money is not the one who sells the most or is the most salesy or the most promotional, but it's the person who puts themselves out there and who does the doing, who does what needs to be done to get where they want to go. So from the network marketing, I actually set up one of the trainings, they said, go to Meetup, and I'd been in Meetup. So if you're not in Meetup, check out meetup.com. Brilliant, brilliant platform for connecting with like-minded people in specific interest areas. And I set up a group called Adelaide Anti-Aging and Youthful Living. In fact, I think, Leslie, that's where we connected, perhaps. I know you said you come to, but anyway, where I set up this group, and that's now 900 strong in Meetup. But because I set up this group, and I actually had a tribe, and I didn't know that I was doing this, but I actually had became a commodity because I had a network that was obvious and visible to people. And so I was approached by a guy called Shane Fozzard from the Australian Success Academy, and he said, if you can send a couple of emails to your group, your Meetup group, I'll let you have a free spot on the training. He does national tours. And we've got hypnotherapy certification training happening in Adelaide. Now, this was in July 2015. And I went, free training, yay, I'm in for that, because I'm a knowledge junkie and I do love to learn as much as I can. I try and learn something new every day. And so in exchange for sending a couple of emails to my group, I went to this training and actually became a certified hypnotherapist. So I went back to my husband and I came home after the first day training, and I said, oh my God, I love this stuff and I'm good at it. I am going to become a hypnotherapist. And Wayne, my husband, long-suffering husband, he goes, yeah, okay, honey, whatever. And then I said, I'm going to open up a practice in our front room. And he went, oh, okay, she's completely lost it. But I did that. I became a hypnotherapist, and I then went on to become a neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner and also life coach. And funny enough, in the last 18 months, my husband and my son, who's now 15, are studying, have all become certified hypnotherapists, and my granddaughter, my husband's son, have become master practitioners in neuro-linguistic programming and also now studying life coaching. So it set the whole family on an amazing path that was just, you know, like, I'm so blessed that this journey has happened, because it's just been really amazing. But as a result of that, I've met an amazing group of people who are both like network marketers, but also with who are into life coaching and hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming, Reiki healing, massage therapists, and all people in their alternative healing modalities, and also people in network marketing, also not-for-profits, who have a need to find out what's happening on Facebook and how to use Facebook to better their businesses, regardless of what they're doing. So they're the areas where I like to work the most, because they're the areas that I've had the most experience and success in. So I actually had one guy who said, it all started with one person, and it was a guy called Peter, and he said, can you show me how to attract clients, you know, how to get my customers using Facebook? Because he was a hypnotherapist. That's how I met him. And I was having such success using my own Facebook page. And he said, just show me, I'll pay you. And so he'd come over once a fortnight on a Friday, and I would show him what I did. And I thought, well, if I can show one person, I can show two. If I can show two, I can show four. If I can show four, maybe I can show six. And I kept it at six because my dining table was not that big. And I did that for all of 2016. Every Friday fortnight, I ran a workshop around my dining room table. And so I had some coaching at the end of last year, and I decided to level it up a bit. And now I'm doing webinars, I'm doing online training, I'm doing face-to-face workshops around Adelaide, and I'm looking to do national tours eventually in the coming years. But at the moment, this is where we're at, and this is what's led me to this point right here today. I have done hundreds of hours study, and well, probably thousands of hours study on Facebook, and I've done developed lots of tools and resources for people to use, which are like the health check tool. I've written that e-guide, the breaking the Facebook code, 10 steps to getting customers. I've got a book coming out. I'm doing talks around the city around Facebook and network groups and that type of thing. So I'm really and I'm just embodying this and embracing it. But that's enough about me, because I want to share with you the 10 steps. And this is a system that I've developed from those hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of study, and from observing and from learning and from being part of inner circles that are, sort of always seek out to know the people that know more than you, and then align yourself with them and learn what they know and share with them. And you never know what opportunities are going to come your way. I'm going to share my screen, and we will get onto with it. So let's see now if I'm sharing my screen here, and I want to, okay. So can you just give me a thumbs up that you can see that okay in the screen? What does that look like? Is that the full, just on, hang on, I can't, just let me go back. All right, so can you just, I couldn't see you before, so are you looking at the full screen with my photo and can I have a thumbs up if you're looking at that? Or can you type in the chat? Perhaps, oh, okay, yes, you can say. All right, beautiful. Let's go, that's cool. Yeah. All right, so breaking the Facebook code, 10 steps to attracting or clients or getting customers. I just want to make sure I keep an eye on the time. So, because I could talk for hours, days, weeks, months, years about this and never get tired of it. So the first step we are looking at is the mindset. Now, if I can figure out how to get this. Here we go. There we go. Mindset for success. Now, this is the first, it's not the first step, but it's the first thing that we actually need to think about when we are looking at using Facebook for business, because Facebook is an incredibly powerful business tool. If we spend hours and hours and hours scrolling through the news feed, then what happens is we end up looking like this. Now, it's actually not good for us, because what we do is we tend to take on board what Facebook wants us to see. Now, that's based on our likes and our interests and the people that we're connected to and the things that we engage with. But what I'm going to suggest in this next 45 minutes is that you consider changing that mindset and having the mindset of you decide where you're going to go on Facebook. So I call it a bit of it's sort of like a push me, pull you, a pull. When Facebook tells you where, what you want to see, and like I said, by and large, Facebook are right, but when they tell you that, you get fed information. So that's a pull in. That's like you're just pulling in all sorts of information based on your interests and your likes and the people that you engage with. What I'm going to suggest, and that's by scrolling through the news feed, absolutely it is. What I'm going to suggest is you stay away from the news feed and you take a mindset shift of having a push out approach. A push out approach is where you choose as a business owner where you go, who you see, what you do on Facebook. So it is absolutely, totally within your control. You would find, and I found that I used to get totally overwhelmed with everything that I thought I had to do on Facebook. But then I'd get so overwhelmed that I would just start scrolling through the news feed, because it was almost like a soother. And I think, hands up who feels like that. I don't know if you do, but I certainly do. Well, and I did until I got the hang of just changing my mindset and going, well, I'm actually in control. I'm in the driver's seat here, and this is where I want to go. I don't want to be like this possum. I don't want to be like that. I actually want to be totally in control, and I want to use Facebook as a powerful business tool. So I've developed step one, which is called the House of Facebook. Now, I won't go into it in too great a detail. All I want you to understand is, as a conceptual model, the House of Facebook is used in its entirety as a powerful business tool. One of the things that I find with a lot of business people that I speak to, talk about just having this section or the business or a fan page room of house of Facebook, as they only want to be that business on Facebook. And I say to that, everywhere you go, there you are. So, and Facebook is a place, like I explained earlier, that where people connect. And if we take a more community development approach rather than a marketing approach, people connect with people. They don't connect with, and I say when I do things for, when I do, health checks for business pages, and if I'm doing a massage therapist business page health check and there's a lotus flower in the profile picture, I say, I don't want to be massaged by a lotus flower. I want to know the person. So people want to use Facebook to get to know, to trust, and to like and to trust people. And then they will use or your services or buy your product. So it's about connecting with people. Of course, you sell on Facebook, but it's done in a way that people don't feel like they're sold to. And ideally, it's attraction marketing, which means you get people asking you what you've got, how you can help them, because you put it out there. You're adding so much value on Facebook that people naturally gravitate to you, and you're front of mind when they think, well, what am I going to, like for me now with social media, with Facebook, I get tagged in posts because they go, oh, I need an answer to this question. There was only one just last night in the hypnotherapy neuro-linguistic programming mastermind group that I'm in, and they wanted to know whether they should use a page or a group to promote some products. And they tagged me because nobody knew in the group knew, but they knew that I was the expert, though I wouldn't call myself an expert because there's so much changing. I don't doubt that anybody is an expert in this these days, not even Mark Zuckerberg, but that I would say that they tagged me because they know what I do. But I haven't sold to any of them. I've just said, hey, here I am, and this is what I do, and this is how I can help you. So that's something to be mindful of. But when you are thinking about the house of Facebook, just think about your personal profile as the hallway that goes through the front and into the back of the back veranda. You can have up to 5,000 friends and family on your back veranda. Family necessarily don't need to be friends, and friends don't necessarily need to be family. But you can, most people have an average, I think, of around 360. Now, when I started, I had about 240 friends, family on my back veranda, and I think I was actually related to about 238 of them. Yeah, I've got a big family. But what I suggest is that you start thinking about Facebook as a business tool. You can still put personal stuff on your personal profile because people love that. Share your life, share certain aspects of your life. It is like the highlight reel, because what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to create an opportunity for people to get to know you. And you can do that using your personal profile. You can use that using your business page. You can use that using every single part of Facebook. But just the events, absolutely. I usually say in the games room, unless you are using games for businesses, then you don't, unless you're in the games business, then you don't use games for your own, like you stay out of the games room. I have a pen here, but I'm not using it. It's called an Epic pen, but I usually cross the games room out, but I'm not using it today. So I feel like I've got my hands chopped off, and I should have kind of been organised earlier, but never mind. That's one thing to note for next time. So you can see here there's a room for groups, there's a room for your business page, there's your messenger room. This is all getting bigger and bigger. When I first started, all I had was the business and groups room. I didn't have anything else. I had the hallway and the back veranda. So this is actually expanding, and it will become the mansion of Facebook, I believe. So just keep that in mind, and I'm just trying to see what I can find the next. There we go, the next slide. Okay, so the house of Facebook. And where is the news feed, I hear you ask? Well, the news feed runs alongside, like outside. It's like an information superhighway, entertainment superhighway, an irritation superhighway that just runs straight out the front of your house, the front door of your house. Now, there are over now 2 billion people on Facebook, and you imagine that every single one of them has their own house of Facebook. That's their little spot. Now, not all of them will have a business or a fan page room. Not all of them will have be a admin of a group. Most of them will probably be members of groups, but not all of them will. All of them would have Messenger. Not all of them will have Facebook ads. Not all of them will have events. Not all of them will have instant articles. Some of them may have games rooms. You know, the Texas Hold'em poker and Farmville and stuff like that. That sort of thing that people love to play when they come onto Facebook. So this is a brilliant way to think about it. So everybody's got their own little house of Facebook, and you can use the entire house of Facebook as an incredibly powerful business tool. Okay, step 2 is having a health check on your business page and having your settings tuned in. Now, for those of you who joined me, and today is last day for the 747 Accelerate Creating Massive Engagement and Organic Reach on Your Facebook Business Page. For this course, we're starting another course on the 14th of August. But for this course, we do focus on business pages only. So looking at having your business page up to speed and having having best practice on your business page. This is a really critical step, because a lot of people I know use their personal profile as their business page, and I think you use them both, and you use them so there's seamless, which by that I mean you can link your business page to your personal profile in your about section on your personal profile. And if you're on your business page, use your business page comment as your business page on your business page, but sign off as yourself, so you can actually link them across, so people know, especially if your business page is different from your different name from your personal profile. So some people brand themselves. So I know Theone Rosianos, she's got herself as Theone in her personal profile, as you do, and then on her business page is also called Theone Rosianos. But she can, people know who she is. But if you have a business page that's different from your personal profile, like mine is social media for small biz owners, then I always sign off, or as often as I remember, more often than not, I sign off with, I tag myself at the end of my post on my business page. That way, if people go, well, who is this social media for small biz owners? Then they can see, oh, look, that's Adair. And then they can click on that link, or they can hover over the link and go straight to my personal profile and check out a bit more about me. So having your settings tuned in is essential, and having things like your messaging turned on, having your reviews turned on, having your tagging capacity turned on. There's a whole heap of stuff that we actually go through in more detail in boot camp. But if you want to just go to your settings, go through the back of the shop and make sure that they're all optimized for the best possible engagement that you can get on your business page. So that's step 2. And identifying your avatar or alter ego is step 3. Now, I like to call mine the alter ego, because mine's a girl called Brenda. She's 45 years old, and she's a what do you call, a previous version of myself. So a iteration of a previous version. So there's other aspects to her, but I've based her on the person I was, sort of 5 years ago, and I've added some different things. But you can call it your ideal client, your perfect customer, your imaginary friend, your best buddy, whatever it is. But this is one of the critical foundational concepts of breaking the Facebook code, because with that 2 billion people on Facebook, people say that my service or product is for everyone. And I think people struggle with the idea that it is actually, it might well be. Everybody uses it. Everybody uses electricity. Everybody uses, well, most, could use foundation or anti-aging cream or whatever it is that we're selling, or supplements, or, sort of whatever products that we have to sell. Everybody could use them, yes. But the point with this is, who do you want to work with? Because if you decide who you want to work with, and you decide where your message is going to be crafted, or who your message is going to be crafted to, then that person, there's likely to be 1 million or more of that single person on Facebook. So you don't have to worry about ever running out of customers. But if you craft your message, so for me as a hypnotherapist, I was getting my message at first a bit confused. So I can do stop smoking. I can give help people with smoking cessation. Anyone who smokes is my customer. And then I sort of stopped and thought about it, and I'd actually gone to some seminars and went, you know what, I really do need to narrow my avatar down. So this was an evolutionary process for me as well. I decided that a 21-year-old male and a 45-year-old female would have completely different reasons for stopping smoking. And I would suggest that maybe a 21-year-old male would know in the back of his head, like, A, it's too expensive, and B, his girlfriend's nagging him, but C, his mates probably are still smoking, so he doesn't want to stop really because he wants to be part of that sort of crowd. So there's all those sort of things going on for a 21-year-old male. 45-year-old female was probably more worried about the health aspects. Also, the cost would probably come into it, but maybe not as much. But I would suggest that the anti-aging factor would be massive. They want to be healthy. They want to feel good. They don't want to stink. They don't, because you know, 21-year-old male probably doesn't care because they smell anyway. Sorry to any 21-year-old males, but you know, this is something that I just thought, wow, just in that simple thing, having two, like one message for both, actually reached neither. So what I did was I crafted, when I met Brenda and created Brenda, I then crafted my messages for Brenda. So she would sit on my shoulder and I would say, hey Brenda, what do you think about this? And she will go, yep, I like that. I think that's going to resonate. And so I would put it out there. I'll put it on my Hypnotherapy with a Dare page, and more often than not, it would resonate. And there was a couple of things I did where I didn't ask Brenda, and afterwards she goes, yeah, well, that was sucky, and that's because, you know, you didn't ask me, or you didn't think about what my pain points were, what my frustrations were, and what it is that the problem is that I'm looking to solve. And so this is Brenda talking to me. So if you do the work to create your avatar, then every single thing you do on your social media and Facebook is based at them. It's based at, even when you're showing parts of yourself, like my new grandson and that sort of stuff, it's still with them in the back of your mind because you're wanting to connect with them. You're wanting to connect with their pain points. You want to connect with their frustrations. You want them to think, when you put your message out there, oh my God, they're talking to me. And that's what's going to get them to click the like, to click the button, to click the message, to follow you, to hear what you have to say. You want them to think that you're talking to that particular person. It's so, so important. I cannot stress this enough. I'll tell you a little story. I'm just checking the time here, but I want to share a little story with you. I had a call a few weeks ago from a young man who was, he was 26 and he wanted to stop smoking. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. And I did the qualification conversation because I don't take on all clients. There's some people that I know that want someone else to fix them. And this isn't a hypnotherapy session, but for those people, I don't, like, for some people I just say, look, I don't think you're quite ready yet, but and call me back when you're ready. This young man was very, very ready, and I thought, well, he does fall right outside my avatar, and we've gone through the process. I'd agreed to see him, and then I just said to him, just out of curiosity, how did you find me? And he said, oh, my mum found you, and she passed your details on to me. And I just went, well, there you go. So Brenda's out there looking for for clients for me, which is really really funny, because his mum would have fit the avatar, like that my avatar, which is I just thought that it just, so you never know. You don't actually exclude those people, but you do talk to one particular person, and you just never know where it ends up. Okay, down to the wire. Step 4. Ways to use group for business. There's 10 ways that I've thought out. I'm going to go over just a few of them, because this is in the boot camp. Again, we do this as we take a week to do this in boot camp, because it is so it's all so important, but it just really forms a critical part, because groups, I know there's 600 million pages on Facebook, and I need to check the stats to find out how many groups there are, but there are millions of groups on Facebook. You can be a member of a maximum of 6,000 groups, although I don't know why you would. But anyway, you can own, I believe, as many groups as you want. I don't know that there's any cap on that. I don't know whether you would want to own any more than maybe 3 or 4 or half a dozen. I've got I think 6 groups that I own or am admin on. I've just been added as moderator now to the Be Livers group, which uses the Be Live TV platform for Facebook Live, which is really exciting. So you can use groups for a number of things. So complementing your online or face-to-face training is, most people in business and would want to help them, I guess. I think the ones who are building their communities, building their tribes, and actually doing training. Facebook is a boon for that, and they're actually introducing units in Facebook. So it means that you can put training units in your Facebook group, which is awesome. It also means that you won't need to leave the group to do the training, which is even more awesome, if that's a word. So that is something that I already do. Those of you who are in Codebreakers and the 747 Accelerate courses know that I do that quite regularly. Becoming a thought leader. This one is really, really important. If you are a member of groups, if you're not a member of groups, do your avatar, find out what their interests are, and go into the groups that they're interested in, where you're likely to find those people, and comment, become a thought leader, and also in the industry that you're in. So if you're in network marketing, join the business groups and start commenting and start getting your profile out there wherever you can. If you can see that you can add value, do it, because people will, then you'll be front of mind. This is really, really critical. Becoming a thought leader is something that is so easy to do, because you know what you know, and what other people, you might know something that other people don't. So even if you're adding to a conversation, or if you're too worried about putting yourself out there first, just go into business groups like Adelaide Suburbs Small Business Networking Group and Women in Business Adelaide and Ultimate Business Support. There's social media for small business owners. There are many, many groups out there that you can connect in, and you can start to comment and be present. I would suggest that you do that in maybe 2 or 3 groups at a time. So build up your presence, connect with the admin and the owners of the group, and make yourself known to them, because that also helps you be known. So add value to them. Don't connect with them and ask them for something. Connect with them and try and add value. I have people connect with me and then say, oh yeah, I need this, and I just think, yeah, well, that's a bit ordinary. So I don't usually people that add value and sort of come on the journey with me, I'm more than happy to work with and to help wherever I can. Okay, to do great customer service. This is really, really cool. And I know Theoni's got one called Theoni's Corner Store, and it's for her network marketing company, and where she's got a group of people where they talk about things that are happening in the group. They talk about things that are happening, new products. They talk about ways you can apply the products. They talk about any issues that come up with any of the products. So you're only limited by your imagination. Masterminding new ideas is another one that I've used with very small groups of up to 5. Creating events is wonderful, because you can then, if you create an event and in a group, then you can actually keep commenting in the event, which brings, if people are interested, or if they are interested, or they say they're going, you can keep that front of mind. Now I know the Smart Chicks, Courts and Kirsty, did that Christmas before last, where they actually got about 35 women together at a cafe in Norwood between Christmas and New Year. And I use that story because I think, who does that? But they did it because they were very clever. When they created their event, they were in the event daily leading up to it, and by the middle of the time when it was due to be, the event was due to happen, it was a no-brainer. I'd seen it popping up in my notifications, and I was like, well, I'm going, because I know it's on. There's exciting speakers. They were adding little tidbits each day, and creating and generating a lot of excitement around it. And so it was just a natural progression that people just turned up. And to do that between Christmas and New Year, I think it's phenomenal. All right, so where do you find your avatar or your alter ego? You can find them on pages. You find them in groups. Now, groups are fantastic for this. Pages are good if pages are, I like South Aussie with Cozzy, because you can find a lot of people there. There's lots of, particularly for people in South Australia, there's a lot of people on there. There's groups. Messenger chat rooms, you can find people as well. Now that's a reasonably new development, the chat rooms you can do of interest. So if you decide your avatar is interested in meditation, you can join meditation chat rooms, you can join hypnotherapy chat rooms, you can join business chat rooms, you can join, like, the list is endless, and anyone can start a chat room. You can start a chat room yourself, and then people just join. It's quite amazing. You can have them come to you and then you can just keep the chat going. You can find them in blog article comments. So if you find blogs that people put on their pages, and you can go to the popular blogs like Bob Proctor. I used to go and click on his blogs and read them, and then have a look. Louise Hay's another one. Having a look at the comments at the bottom, and if they've got the plug-in to their website, the comments and show people's profiles on their Facebook page. So you can actually connect with them directly through Facebook, but off of Facebook on their blog platforms. Other people's verandas. So you've got friends who are friends with your avatar. You can find them there. You can connect with them there. You can actually find them in the adverts, Facebook adverts, in the comments section. If you see the ads, as you scroll through the newsfeed, which you are not doing now, but if you do see ads pop up, you can click on the link and see what people have commented on, and see if there's people there. Your avatar is there. They're everywhere. You just got to open your eyes and look. Okay, connect, 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 connect. One of the things that I really just want to stress here is that when you do connect, make sure, don't just send them a friend request. Send them a message too, saying, hi, thank you for the ad. So that's what I do, because so many people want to connect with me. I've got about 1,000 people who are sitting there waiting to be sorted through to connect with. But if you say, hi, I see we're both interested in whatever the interest area is. I like to connect with like-minded people. Be great if you accept my friend request, or something along those lines. Send them a message. Don't just send them a friend request, because if you get too many, if you send too many of those, Facebook will give you a Facebook slap. If you keep going, they'll shut you down. So I know someone who's lost 2 Facebook profiles purely by friending too many people that didn't accept the friendship request, and they've been shut down. So do it slowly. Maybe look at doing 5 a day until and eventually you'll find, as you build up your presence on Facebook, the tide will turn. When you reach critical mass, as I have, you'll find that people start asking you to friend request them. If they don't fit your avatar, don't friend them. It's as simple as that. I know it sounds cruel, but you don't want people on your back veranda that you don't want to be that you're not wanting to be, interacting with, that don't fit who you want in your business. So whoever you want to serve, put them on your back veranda. All right, moving quickly through this. The content monster. Now, I have written a blog called Creating Content That Rocks. So I'm not going to go through this. What I will do is I will actually include the link to the blog in the email that I send out with the recording, and you'll be able to check that out for yourself. But really, it is, if you go through this, you will see there are so many different things that you can post. It's not about sales. There's so many different things. And again, in Codebreakers, we spend a week doing this, and it is amazing how we can. I've just spent 2-3 weeks actually helping one of the Codebreakers set up and launch a contest or a competition as a way to recruit people into her email list. So that's an amazing way to get people engaged and doing that, but it's got to be appropriate. So in the Codebreakers, we go through that in depth. So amazing stuff. All right. Step 7 and 8, scheduling posts and using your insights. Now, if you haven't been doing this, I know the people 747 accelerators and also the Codebreakers who might look into this will know that it's something that I do regularly, is talk about using your insights, because if you don't use your insights, you won't know. Peter Drucker says if you don't measure, you can't improve what you don't measure. And this is, if you don't know who your audience are, or where they're coming from, or how many people are liking what posts, you can't improve it. Critical stuff. So I'll just go back to show you. To get to your insights, what you need to do is just to click on the button here, and then you can work through, see down here on the left hand side, you can work through the different areas for each of the analytics of each of the areas on your Facebook page. Okay, this one here, this tells you the times that are most popular to post. On my hypnotherapy with a Dare page, you can see that it is fairly popular at midnight, but also midday. And there's another little peak here at 4:30 in the afternoon, which I think is a bit interesting. So just have a look at yours. When most people are interacting and engaging is when you want to be looking at scheduling your posts. So I wouldn't be scheduling posts sort of around 3 or 6 o'clock in the evening, because people aren't there. Okay, here you want to have a look at what your engagement is. So if you come to the left hand side, click on posts, and your engagement is, you can have a look at how many people clicked on the post. You can see here we had 20,000 engagement on here. I've had 593 post clicks, and down here the pink one for this here is the pink is reactions, comments and shares. So 233 reactions, comments and shares for this particular these particular posts on the page. As you can see, they're both videos. Video is king. Remember that. Do video wherever you can. Okay, the other thing you need to think about is watching pages. So this is also in step 7 and 8 in your insights. Have a look. You can watch pages that are doing leaders, and you can see how they do in terms of where they're at in relation to what you're at. You can find where you're at. You can find out where they're doing better work, where they're doing their good posts. You can see what their best performing posts are just by clicking on here in your watching pages section, and then you can have a look at what their posts are that are doing really well. When you see what they are, you don't need to copy them. You can just imitate them, if that's the right word. You can do something similar. But you can also share those posts if they're doing really, really well. But I would suggest create your own and get that content out to your audience. But you can, if they're quotes, common quotes from popular quotes from Anthony Robbins or Bob Proctor or Louise Hay or any of the inspirational people. I use those because they are the ones that my avatar likes. You can put them on a different background and use the quotes, because those quotes aren't specifically to that page, so you can use those quotes and put them on a different image. So make sure you get your image from Pixabay or somewhere like that, because if you just download an image from Google, you might find that you get into trouble if for not paying royalties on it. So go to free image sites where you can get free images. Adobe Spark's good for that, because they've got all the images there that you're allowed to use, and then you can just do text overlay on them. It's very, very easy to use, so use that as well. Okay, step 9, when you are interacting with your people, posting great content. So this is a combination of all the stuff that we've been talking about. Monitor using your global icon. If you turn off notifications, because I've heard people say, oh my God, notifications just drive me nuts. Just embrace it and go, wow, how many notifications? It's ping, 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 ping all the time. It means that you're active. It means that you're engaged. And every time you hear a notification, you go, wow, this is another opportunity. Oh, there's one right there. Timing's perfect. To do something and to respond or to interact or engage. So notifications, when you hear that ping, that's a good thing. Okay. Ask great questions. Think of questions to ask people and keep the conversation going. And design your answers to encourage more discussion. Now, this is really an art form, especially when you're posting on your page. You can try and keep the conversation going as long as you can, which keeps stuff happening. It's have fun with it, be personable, and be yourself, because everyone else is taken. All right, so how do you get eyeballs on your stuff? Discipline and consistency. This is step 10. Every single day, look at 15 to 30 minutes a day. You really do want to be disciplined enough to schedule it in. More is better. So if you're just starting out, if you've got an hour a day, spend an hour a day, because you'll be starting to create content. You'll be starting to look for groups to engage in. You'll be starting to find people, that you're building your avatar and finding people to put on your back veranda. So if you can say, all right, well, I'm going to be, I've sent out a quote recently. It was, I can't remember who said it, but it was persistence will get you what you want. Being consistent will help you keep it. So you just need to show up every single day. So if the 15 or 30 minutes is all you can afford, just do 15 or 30 minutes. And stay out of the news feed. That takes a lot of discipline as well. Or schedule in time to be in the news feed, because that's perfectly fine as well. If you schedule in time to be in the news feed, then you will, you know that 20 minutes on a Sunday, or even at the end of the day, where you say, all right, well, I'm just going to have a quick scroll through the news feed, see what's happening as my downtime. But when you're choosing to do that, that's different. But when it's choosing you and you don't have any control over it, that's when you don't have that's when you're at the mercy of what Facebook feeds you. So discipline, consistency is very, very important. And getting into the groups and being engaged, that's extra. I cannot stress the importance of that. It's pushing out information, not pulling it in. I just spoke about that then. And Facebook adverts. Of course, it's getting harder and harder. I was saying in the 747 Accelerate group the other day that my reach on my Facebook business page has plummeted from 1.1 million for social media for small business owners down to hovering between 2,000 and 5,000 now. And I was absolutely, I'm going, that's a massive plummet on, and so it just means that I will have Facebook ads in the pipeline to do. It's a matter of getting some other stuff at the back of shop ready before I actually launch the ads. But it's going, we have to pay to play, and it's something that we should all be working towards doing as small business owners. They've run out of ad inventory in the main news feed, so now there's ads, looking at ads in groups, ads in Messenger. If you're doing video, you can actually profit from this too if you do it cleverly. Now Facebook are offering looking at rolling out mid video ads like they do at YouTube, which means that, as far as I understand it, if you've got a great program and a great show, then you've got opportunity, and you've got 2,000 people on your Facebook business page, and you've got 300 people watching you streaming live, then you have got an opportunity to earn extra revenue from the ads that are inserted after you've gone live into your replays. So this is massive. It's absolutely massive, and I don't think that a lot of people really understand the power that we have at our fingertips. So what I've done is design some courses. I've got 747 Accelerate, I've missed a word there, creating massive engagement and organic reach on your Facebook business page. And that course is being run for a week. The next course we're finishing off this course today. The next course is run from the 14th to the 20th of August. It is a week of laser focus on your business page. It is fast, it's easily implementable steps by video each morning. There's a private Facebook group, and I'm in the group regularly, and I'm answering questions. So that is $27 US. And it is that's growing. People, if you're in that group, you are at this point, you get to stay in the group for life for your $27. I do know people who are, and I think Leslie, you might not mind me mentioning this, that you have this is, I think you said it's the third time you participated in this. I've changed the course because things are changing on Facebook for this time, so you would have noticed. And in current and future courses, I'll be changing it up as new information becomes available as well. So it's a really, really good way, affordable way to actually get in to focus on your business page. So if your business page is this much of, say Facebook's this big, your business page is probably this much of it. So it's pretty massive. It's like a centimetre of a metre. So but it is one of the critical things to get right for a business on Facebook. The other thing I'm doing is running the Codebreakers 4, which is improved every single time I do the, oh sorry, that one meant to come out. I didn't say, oh, we'll just skip that one. And Codebreakers 4 is starting on 31st of July till the 17th of September. It's online. You do it at your own pace. We have a live webinar every Monday. I'm actually looking at now doing Be Live in the group. It was by Zoom, but we'll be doing a live every Monday for an hour, and it addresses, it's an 8-week boot camp. It addresses each of the 10 steps of breaking the Facebook code. There is a private member group for members only called Facebook Codebreakers. I'm in the group daily, and I'm live in the group at least twice a week for Q&A and interviews. I do a deep dive into each step, like doing your avatar, and I usually pick a person to do a study on. So what happens there is like the competitions. I work with one girl to set up a competition, and then what we learn from that we bring back to the group. When I do the health checks on week 2 of the boot camp, I'll choose one person and we'll use their page to do the health check on. It's a great interactive group. Everybody helps each other. We network, we connect, we learn, we grow together. I've got tools and templates and tuition. I show people how to use them. It's an opportunity to have your own television show. Folks, this is big, 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 big. I can't stress how big this is, because it is something that is, Facebook is going, Mary Meeker is the Vice President of Facebook Marketing, and she said last year that in 5 years' time, you'll be hard-pressed to find a static post on Facebook. It's all moving towards live. It's all moving towards video, particularly live. Now, we are talking in the Be Livers group about having a monster online live whole week-long constant streaming. So going to break a record for constant streaming. We know that there's been 2 days live streaming continuously. That's on Facebook. That's happened before. I've got a URL. It's called mytimetv.live, and it's my dream, it's my passion, it's my goal to have that continuous live streaming, like Channel 9, Channel 10, Channel whatever you watch, live streaming, Netflix, whatever. Ordinary people bringing their stuff to other ordinary people. It's my time, it's your TV by TV from me. So it's small business people adding value to their communities. And this, I'm offering this to Codebreakers first because it's not been done before. We're at the peak of the wave of opportunity. It's a perfect storm to do this. Codebreakers will get it for free. So it's early bird investment is $3.97. It's only $4.97 to come into Codebreakers. If you pay the $3.97 before tomorrow, the early bird investment finishes tomorrow. Otherwise, $4.97. That will get you into Codebreakers for life. So whatever happens with new developments, like when I started Codebreakers, we didn't have the TV channel happening. So this is an opportunity that you will get, that as new developments happen, you'll get an opportunity to be part of it. Facebook is only 1% to implement its platform. So in 5-10 years' time, it's not going to look anything like it is now. And I'm going to be there at the head of it, and bringing it back and bringing the code breakers along with it. So this is a magnificent opportunity to get in now, and because it's going to, the price is going to go up as it gets more and more sophisticated. I am also starting a new subscription service of $37 a month. I'll include those details in the email that I send around, but you can now subscribe just for $37 a month, and you can be part of Codebreakers for as long as you have your subscription. So on that note, I will stop the recording, and I will have an opportunity to have a chat or answer questions. It's Adair Palmer bringing you the 10 steps to breaking the Facebook code. I look forward to seeing you in either one of the courses or on Facebook. Join me on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Australian Central Standard Time for Friday Facebook Fix as well. Okay, bye for now.